Hey everybody, welcome to Active Self Protection Extra. Today at C2 Tactical in Scottsdale, had a little Sunday gear review on the Modlite 18650 with the PLH V2 head. Big Tex Outdoors has holsters, accessories, optics, and other parts that you need as a self-defender. I'm one of his customers and I recommend him highly. Check out the page on our website with our favorite deals. So this is a heck of a light, man. This is the long gun light that you really want. And I bought mine from Big Tex Outdoors. And yes, Big Tex is a sponsor, but I paid full retail for this, okay? This was not given to me at all. I paid full retail for it. And man, I am super glad for this particular light. And this is why. When we're talking about carbine work, you have to be able to identify your target. And with a rifle, you got to ask yourself, how far do I want to be able to identify it? Now, of course, during the day and at all times, of course, I love a low power variable optic because I can PID at farther distances, 50, 80, 100 yards, pretty easy with a low power variable optic. Couple hundred yards if I need to. Again, that's pretty far afield in terms of mission for a private citizen, but it's there. But if it's darker, if it's not bright light, I start having a hard time seeing them. And that's where this bad boy comes in. Now, the thing with the Modlite lights is they don't have the highest lumen ratings. And there's a big difference between lumens and candela. Lumens is just a measure of how much the LED in here, how many light photons it puts out. And for a long time, the race in the flashlight wars was for more lumens, more, light photons meant better. But what the guys at Modlite are doing is they're making the reflectors in their head so good that it focuses the beam and puts that beam out in a more collated way, that it travels further, penetrates more photonic barriers, and lets you see at farther distances. That's not lumens, that's candela. And these bad boys are crazy candela. It's only something like 860 lumens, but it's like 54,000 candela in the PLH V2 head. And the PLH V2 is a really good combination of spill and throw. And I'll show you a couple of ways here and the reasons that I really love it. We're here just at a 25-yard range, which is maybe something that would be very typical on your property. Now, maybe not inside the house for most of us, but certainly on your property if you had an intruder or something like that. And so I want to show you kind of what that might look like to illuminate. Now, this particular one, I'm running a Surefire switch, a single entity switch, and a Surefire tape. So that tape here is momentary on by pressing here or clicky on or off here. Now, most guys, especially guys that are doing duty stuff, they would zip tie this guy down. And I totally get that. But for me, for where I have, for my mission, I'm not going to be banging this around and doing CQB and all that stuff. So I don't bother doing that. It's not wrong to do. I'm not saying it's wrong to do. But for this one, the reason that I only have the single output here is because this sits on the top rail. So I'm here with my handguard, or if I have to go to the other side, same thing with my hand stop. I use the same thing on both sides. So I don't need the dual switch like I do on my shotgun. I'll show you that in a minute. Same exact light, set up slightly different because of a different mission and a different gun. This is my Beretta 1301T LTT Elite. And again, same light, 18650 body on an M-LOK offset mount with a PLH V2 head. Now this time a little bit different setup because I don't have a Picatinny rail on top, and I'm not running this shotgun with a thumb over barrel like this because it would burn the crap out of me after a couple of shotgun rounds, right? That's a bare barrel. So what I have instead is I have a different setup. Unity hot button, which we have talked about in a previous gear review, and a Surefire dual switch rear end on this guy. And the reason that I run a dual switch on this guy, now this is me set up as a left-hander, right? So because I'm set up as a left-hander, the light is on the left side, so I have less visual clutter down the side of the gun that I am normally mounting. So since I'm lefty, I'm normally down this side of the gun, and I want that light off and away from me so that it's not bothering me and not in my line of vision often. But, so I would generally use this Unity hot button in order to do what I need to do. But if God forbid I needed for some reason to come over here on the right side of the gun and run the gun off the right side, now what I have here is I have a secondary switch on this side. You can see that secondary switch right here, so I can use that to give me some light and all the light that I need. So same exact setup, a slightly different arrangement for this different gun. Now somebody might ask me, John, why do you need a gun with that much throw and that many candela that is only really a gun that's going to go 50 to 100 yards? Now again, if I put slugs in this gun, it is sighted with my RMR at 50 yards. So I'm probably not going to engage with this shotgun with a slug in it beyond about 50 yards, quite frankly, maybe 75. but I want to be able to see. And the fact of the matter is, even out here, so same thing here. If it's not perfectly lit, I can still get lumens on this guy and see incredibly well. Again, we've seen that in the Unity one for this particular one. So I still think even a gun that's not going to be used as long, more candela is more better. So watch this now. Again, we're in a lit place, right? So this is good lighting. But if you look down there and I look at that brown cardboard target, which we're going to shoot later with the pistol. But if I look at that and I say, okay, wait a minute, I need to see more here. I am not pointing the gun at him, but I can even put light on him. And I can see with my eyes here, if I bring that up to him, that I can see him better. Even in a lit room, I can see him better. So there's that, and I can see and identify it. Also here, again, with the white target, I can see and identify it better. And here at about 20, 21 yards. That's pretty impressive in a lit room. Let's turn the lights off. So now it got dark, and of course, I can see the one on the right just a little bit better with my Mark 1 Mod 1 eyeball, and the one in the center is probably the darkest. But again, because I have enough spill here, I don't have to point the gun at somebody to light at their feet, and now I can see everything about them. And actually, I can see all three targets very well. Turn it off, turn it on. So again, what I can do here with my temporary, momentary on switch is say, hey, what's going on right here? And then I can see what's coming and get up on target and get my stuff going. The other part of this that people don't like to talk about a whole lot, because it's not really something a lot of people want to do, is the fact of the matter is at very close distances, this light, because it's sitting along the bore axis, actually acts as a crude aiming device. So if I'm here, I'm actually pointed at the bottom of the target and I can see that. If I bring the light up and I'm centered on my target, when I look through my sights, I am pretty darn close to where it is. So when it's dark outside, I can use my light to get me not too far from my target. Of course, I still want to use my sights to actually hit my target where I want to aim at it. But here I am with this, and I can see again and see what's going on and get my hits. So let's take a couple shots with the rifle in low light just to see what's going on. Of course, you guys know this is my Lone Star Armory TX15 that is set up for me just right. Push and then pull, because a Ghost of Pat Rogers compels me. So I don't point guns at things that I don't know are a threat, and I identify the threat before I point a gun at it. My rifle is on safe until I have decided to fire. This is the rules of using a carbine, right? So we're talking about that. So again, I'm just gonna come and say, there's my threat. I identify it through my glass and I see it, there it is. Come down off of it and back to here. Now again, I'm gonna say the same thing here. Come up, there's my target, identify it with my glass, and go to work and see it from there. One more time, see it, identify, see through my glass. When my sights come up on the target, I go from there. All right, let's turn the lights on and go down and see if we got our hits. The answer is yes, I got my hits, because I know where my sights were when the shot broke. A 1, a 2, a 3. So if you watch the earlier videos that included the shotgun stuff, we left that one up, but you can see 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3 holes there. So yes, we got our hits appropriately, not doing anything super speedy here or anything like that. We're really, again, just talking about the light. So, man, that Mod Light PLH V2 head is absolutely fantastic. I love this light. I am absolutely a fan of it. Again, I'm not affiliated with Mod Light in any way. I know, I mean, I'm Facebook friends with the owner, but that's it. Don't make any money from them at all. Big Tex is a sponsor, but I paid for this light 100%. I did not, accept a light as a gift or anything like that, though I would have. I just didn't. I just bought it myself. And that is on the setup for my home defense gun.